Hello students, I am Miss Priyanka Chaudhary from RBNB College, Srirampur. So, we are going to study 12th Science Physics, name of the chapter Superposition of Waves. So, in last lecture, we have studied the basic about the waves, then the progressive waves and properties of progressive waves. So after the properties, the next point that we have already studied is superposition of waves. So in superposition of waves, we have studied how constructive interference and destructive interference is formed. So the next point that we are going to study in today's lecture is stationary waves. So the stationary waves means, suppose we have one string. If we fix that string in two ends, then if we pull the string at the middle and then released, the string gets vibrating. So these are the vibrations produced in the string. So this vibration produces two progressive waves which are moving in opposite directions to each other. So one progressive wave is moving towards the right side, that is towards the positive x direction, and the another progressive wave is moving towards the left side or towards the negative x direction. Means if a wave, or we can say if two waves are moving along the same path in opposite directions, then this type of waves are called stationary wave, or they are also called as standing waves. So now we will study the equation of stationary waves. So how stationary waves are represented by a equation. So the next point is equation of a stationary wave on a stretched string. So consider two progressive waves having same amplitude denoted by small a and the wavelength lambda. Then if a wave which is moving in positive x direction, it is represented by a equation. Similarly, the second wave which is moving in negative x direction, it is also represented by one equation. So we will write that equations. So the progressive wave moving in positive x direction is given by the equation so y1 equal to a sin 2 pi nt minus x upon lambda. So this is the equation of a progressive wave which is moving along the x direction. Similarly, we can write the equation of the progressive wave moving in the negative x direction. The wave moving in negative direction is given by y2 equal to a sin 2 pi nt plus x upon lambda. So now according to the superposition of waves, the total displacement, or we can say the resultant displacement, will be the addition of these two displacements, that is y1 and y2. So according to the principle of superposition of waves, the resultant displacement y is equal to y1 plus y2. So now we have y1 equal to this equation and y2 equal to this. So we can find the resultant displacement y by adding these two equations. Therefore, y equal to a sin 2 pi nt minus x upon lambda plus a sin 2 pi in bracket nt plus x upon lambda. So now we have one formula from the mathematics. Sin of c plus sin of d is equal to, so we can use that formula here. So using sin c plus sin d is equal to sin c plus d upon 2 into cos of c minus d upon 2. So this is a c and this is a d. So now we will apply this formula on this equation. So we can write we have got this equation. So c plus d means 2 pi nt minus 2 pi x upon lambda plus 2 pi nt plus 2 pi x upon lambda. So this 2 pi x upon lambda gets cancelled out. Here is minus, here is plus. So we got sin of 2 pi nt into c minus d. So this c minus d. So this 2 pi nt cancel and cos of 2 pi x upon lambda. So now from this equation we can rearrange this equation. So by rearranging the same equation we can write. So now we will rearrange this equation like that. So y is equal to 2a cos 2 pi x upon lambda into sin 2 pi nt. We only interchange these terms. So now in this equation, again for simplification, let capital A, that is the amplitude, resultant amplitude of a wave, is equal to a cos 2 pi x upon lambda. So now we will substitute this value in this equation. So we can write y equal to a sin 2 pi nt. But we know that angular frequency omega is given by omega equal to 2 pi n. So if we substitute here instead of 2 pi n omega, the same equation can be written as y is equal to a sin omega t. So this equation gives the resultant displacement of a stationary wave. Now we are going to find the different nodes and antinodes, that means the values of displacement at different points. So for that, consider first for nodes. So the nodes are the points of minimum displacement. So nodes are the point of minimum displacement. So therefore we can write the minimum displacement, that is the amplitude of this wave, is equal to the 0. So we have a is equal to this value 2a cos 2 pi x upon lambda. So this value is equal to the 0. So we can write here a cos 2 pi x upon lambda is equal to 0. Now in this equation, this 2a, these are the constant values. So 2a is not equal to 0. So from this we can write cos 2 pi x upon lambda equal to 0. So from this we have 2 pi x upon lambda is equal to the pi upon 2, 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2 and so on. So from this we can find out the different values of x for nodes. So the values of x are given as x equal to lambda by 4 if we substitute pi by 2, then if we substitute 3 pi by 2, then it is 3 lambda by 4. Similarly, we can write 5 lambda by 4 like that. So from this we can write the general equation for displacement x in case of nodes. So it is given as x equal to 2p minus 1 lambda by 4, where p equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. So if we substitute p equal to 1 in this equation, so 2 minus 1, 1, we get lambda by 4. then if we substitute p equal to 2 into 2 4 minus 1 3 lambda by 4 like that. So we will got these values by substituting values of p as 1, 2, 3 and so on. So this is about the nodes. Similarly, in case of stationary waves, there are antinodes. So antinodes are the points of maximum displacement. In case of nodes, they have minimum displacement, but in case of antinodes, they have maximum displacement. So similarly, we can write the same values in case of antinodes. So now antinodes are the point of maximum displacement. So now we can consider the maximum displacement is equal to the A. So the maximum displacement is A equal to plus or minus 2A. So from this we can write so 2A cos 2 pi x upon lambda is equal to plus or minus 2A. So after simplification, this 2A and this 2A cancel. So we get cos 2 pi x upon lambda is equal to plus or minus 1. So from this we can write so 2 pi x upon lambda is equal to 0, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi and so on. So again by using these values we get x equal to, if we substitute 0 then we get it is 0. If we substitute pi we have lambda by 2. If we substitute 2 pi then lambda, 3 lambda by 2 and so on. So these are the points of antinodes and this x gives the displacement of these values. So in general we can write the equation for antinodes is x equal to lambda p upon 2. So where p equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So these are the general equation in case of nodes and antinodes. So now from these equations, if we consider a sound wave or a stationary wave moving through a tube or pipe, then we can represent the wave by using its node and antinode shown in this figure. So this point is node. These are antinodes. So the first diagram shows the sound wave or the stationary wave which is moving through the tube or a pipe. So these points are the nodes and antinodes. So nodes have the minimum displacement and antinodes have the maximum displacement or maximum amplitude. Then this diagram shows the vibrations of a stationary wave or a standing wave. So this is about the equation of a stationary wave in a stretched string. So we have learned that if a string is stretched, then stationary waves are formed, and we can represent these stationary waves by using a mathematical equations. So okay, the next point we will study in next lecture. Thank you.